Hello and welcome back to my channel, fellow watchers of Big Sky on ABC. Apparently, we are on episode 12. Okay. I'm just gonna say, yeah, I knew that. I knew that last episode was actually 2 episodes. And if you see that video, I changed the title to "and 11?" question mark. Because I was like, I just thought that it was episode 10 was really long. But when I went to look at it on Hulu, because I watched that live on television last week, but today I just watched the one on Hulu. And on Hulu, it was like episode 12. I was like, okay, so that was 2 different episodes that we played in one night. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why we're rushing things now. You've been taking your time all season to make this stuff make sense. But anyway, so let's get into my major questions that I want y'all to answer in the comment section. I want to know, what do you think the family's up to? We already know that, spoiler alert, we already know that they apparently killed a guy and he's buried out there. Um and we already know they killed a guy and he's buried out there and they're hiding that. But what is this whole mineral thing and trucks going back and forth? The sister said she saw some stuff and they're like, shut up, stay in your place. So we don't know what's going on with that. And then let's talk about Ronald's girlfriend. This is a big question for me. Does Ronald's girlfriend know? This is my question. I think that she knows about Ronald. I think that she knows about Ronald because that Willy Wonka thing, that where she was like, Willy Wonka killed those kids. She was like calling Willy Wonka out. I was like, for what, girl? Why? That little edgy interpretation, of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. What is the point of that? I feel like it was like subtext that she low key secretly knows about what Ronald did. And because, I keep saying it again, how can y'all live in this state? 3 girls were kidnapped. A couple people have gotten murdered and shot. That doesn't make any sense. That's like if you're living in Idaho right now and you don't know about Lori and Chad Daybell. Come on now. It doesn't make sense. It's too big of a plot hole. She has to know. She has to know. And she's just a creepy weirdo. And this is what my thing was. I think that she's like, what, Dove or whatever the crazy girlfriend's name is in season 2 of the show You on Netflix. I think she's like that. She's cray cray. Because she knows, the fact that she was tasing him and threatening. You can see my bottle of water. This is water. The fact that she was tasing him and threatening him to make him kiss her, what kind of weird power games? I don't know. She seems sus to me. And to bring someone who is weird and creepy as Ronald into her house next to her daughter, obviously there's something missing up here where she doesn't have enough red flags going off for me. So to me, that's saying to me that she either knows. She can't be that naive. I just don't. There's something off about her to where she's not that naive. She knows what's going on and she's a creep and she's into it. Okay, that's my suspicion on the girlfriend, but tell me what you think, of course, with the girlfriend. Um Ronald. Okay, so people were talking junk about Ronald's wig, which I said his wig is more tragic than his backstory. And I stand by that. His wig is gross. Everyone was saying his new wig is so creepy. Ooh. Yeah, his wig is creepy and it has to be a wig, right? Because didn't he change his hair? He just dyed his hair black. So how did he get his hair to that color? Let's move on. That's a little tiny plot hole, but the big whopping plot hole that we're not supposed to think that the girlfriend should know who he is, and he's like, what, a couple towns over? It doesn't make sense because he's close enough to visit his mother's grave. He's close enough to stalk Jerry. It doesn't add up. And then this is the next debate. So I read online while I was at work when I was supposed to be working. Just kidding. I read online that I do. Just kidding. I read online that people are debating whether or not Jerry. So Jerry was up there singing. her voice, even before she got scared, her voice sounded really wonky to me. I feel like in the other previous, she sang twice and she sounded much better before. This song, I felt like was trying to be sexy, but it was so watered down and awkward. I don't know how to feel about that song. But anyway, she must have seen, to me, I feel like she has to have seen Ronald. I feel like she has to have seen Ronald because his hair. She hasn't seen him with that hair. Like, if she was having flashbacks, like PTSD flashbacks, and imagining she saw him, she would be seeing the version of him that she was familiar with is with him with the sandy or shorter hair. So it doesn't make sense that she would be seeing him with his new wig on. She's never seen him with that wig. So she would have to have, and that's what she needs to say. She needs to tell people that he changed his hair. And that's, see, this is what I'm interested in. I'm interested in the manhunt of Ronald. And they're introducing a whole different plot. It's like this season, because it's based off a book series. I think it's a series of books. It feels like this season is two different novels shoved together. And I'm just like, I really just wanted to finish the first plot. Like, you're adding all this other stuff, and like the family and the brothers and all this stuff. We barely know who any of the brothers are. So now if you have them killing each other, it's like, girl, the one who hit the one who hit Blake over the head, was that John Wayne? I think that's John Wayne, right? And Rand is the crazy one who's on drugs. Girl, let's move on. So the whole thing from, this is what they do in this show as well. They always like to end on something like shocking. So like, that's why I asked the question. Did I ask the question yet? Is Blake actually dead? Because in this show, they can knock you over the head or shoot you in the head and you're not technically dead. So is he really dead? I mean, or is he just knocked out? Who knows? And you're like, well, he hit him with a shovel. How can he not be dead? What's his name? Got shot in the head. You can survive a lot of stuff, apparently. Let's just see how that plays out. Do you think he's really dead? What do you think they're gonna do? How do you think Cassie and Jenny are gonna react if if he like goes missing and none of them can get in contact with them? Like, girl, it's a whole mess. And then the sister saw. Now this is the next question. What do you think the sister is gonna say? Like, I was asking y'all like last episode, did you like the sister? I like Cheyenne. I like think she's sassy, and there's a fly. I think she's sassy and I like her personality, but does that translate to her doing the right thing? Or does that translate to her kind of, this will be the thing I hold over my brother's head so I can get out of my place and get out of my line? You know, like they're always telling her to stay in your lane, stay in a woman's place type of thing. So maybe this will be her thing to get in better with her brothers. Is she going to turn on them, or is she going to use this to try to get involved in the business more? I don't know. Let's see what happens with that. We already talked about Ron and his crazy girlfriend. Why is he in the same state? And then let's talk about the dad and the mom for a second of the crazy crime family. He is steadily always threatening to shoot his kids. You know, like like I said, I think he's funny just because his like level of villainy is so over the top. Villainy. I definitely pronounced villainy wrong. That's why I said villainy. His villainy. His honorary villainy. Villainy. That's what that is. And the fact that he got into that confrontation with Blake and he so hacked him with both hands. I was like, I thought that part was interesting, but like, you know, he can barely walk. If he gave his dad a good shove and his dad didn't grab a hold of him, he could easily push him over. Like, Blake was holding back because Blake is supposed to be like the good guy in the family, right? I definitely think Blake was holding back. I definitely think that Blake could have messed his dad up. His dad is just trying so hard to like keep his iron grip of control. And let's talk about him holding court over the breakfast table. Girl, shut up, Cheyenne. No one likes a brash mouth on a pretty girl. And I'm just like, ugh, disgusting. And all the brothers are like, yeah. And then Blake, you can see Blake in his face is like, don't talk to her like that. What is wrong with y'all? Like he's like so done with it. And that's what I'm like. I think Cheyenne has to tell someone that they tried to kill her favorite brother. I mean, because, you know, he's the only one who was standing up for her. So in death or in a knocked out unconscious state, she needs to stand up for her brother, obviously. I hope she does. Like, I think that is in her personality. And then when the dad says to the mom, sit down, sweetheart, sit down. I was like, who are you talking to? If I was her, I'd been like, why don't you shuffle your old ass across the table and make me sit down? Girl, you can barely walk. You got a big mouth for someone who can't walk, girl. Like, I can't. And then why did she get her revenge on him by spitting in his coffee? Honey, y'all sleep in the same bed. Y'all kiss each other on the mouth. What is the point? What is the spit gonna do? It's like the idea that this is rebellious. And then she's self-harming under the table. Like, I don't even know what to say about her. The mom is too much. And then the argument between Mom and Cheyenne, I was just like, okay. I was literally watching that scene and I was like, okay. You know, like, fine. She's on pills or something. Like, all right. I'll accept it. Like, you know, like, I don't even have a reaction to it, honestly. I'm like, okay, right. So, sit down. Bitch. The family's big secret. They killed him. What is Blake diving for? Who is Cole Danvers? Jerry. Her voice sounded better. He's creepy. His wig. Yeah, that's it. That's. I went over my whole list of things. I don't know. The mom she's so stressed out. She's like, you, please give me my pills. I will attack you for my pills. Hands off my pills. She was losing it. I was like, Cheyenne better let that woman's pills go. You better stop. And then I'm like, but Cheyenne, you didn't really stand up for yourself fully at the breakfast table either. You were kind of taking a couple hits there yourself. So I don't know why she's getting in the mom's face like, you need to stand up for yourself. You need to take what's yours and not ask. And I'm just like, girl, I think that something's gonna happen. Let's see what happens to this dad. Like, how long is he gonna live? Will he be here for next season? That's part of my debate. That's part of my debate. Anyway, so that's all of my thoughts for episode 12. That's 13, 14, 15, 16. We have 4 episodes left. They're grinding down. They're winding down the season. Let's see.